I'm someone who makes a lot of pasta sauce. Like usually once a week, I'm making a spaghetti sauce, a meat sauce, something red to put on pasta. This is the recipe I've been using lately. It's literally 3 ingredients besides some seasoning, some oil, and some water, which I think everyone will have around in certain capacities. So let me just show you what I'm talking about right now. I'm not gonna hold this back. A good can of tomatoes, crushed preferably. These are whole, so I'm gonna hand crush them. A yellow onion, literally just for some sweetness and some flavoring. And then good Italian sausage, preferably hot Italian sausage that's gonna brown, release its fat. We'll cook the onion in that, and then that's pretty much the sauce. It's so easy, and I think that's why it works so well. When it comes to prep for this, I just like to dice my onion. While I'm doing that, my Dutch oven is heating over like medium right now. That way it's hot and ready to go when I need to brown my sausage. Onion is easy. Take off the end. Take off the top. Half. I always just take off a full layer of skin. Just makes it easier on myself. Not too worried about saving one layer of skin on the onion. Ooh, maybe this one. Hold, please. Class. Vertical cuts. I like to go pretty fine with my onion for this. I don't want huge chunks of onions that anyone's gonna bite into. That's never fun. I need to sharpen this knife. Jeez Louise. That's the onion done. Can all open. And because these are whole tomatoes, I am gonna cut them. Just grabbing scissors. Okay, good enough. The nice thing is this is gonna cook down, so any huge chunks should be cooked down a little bit by the time it is done and ready to eat. But we're good to go over to the stove. As I get the sausage into the pan, I like to break it up as much as I possibly can. I like small pieces that can more easily be distributed in the sauce, but you do you. It's a lot of spoon work here. You can see just how much I work to break this down. As the browning really begins, I like to add a smidge of oil before tossing in the diced onion. The onion's gonna soften in the fat, and it's really gonna sweeten if we give it time to brown. I think most people often under-brown their sausage and vegetables when they're making a sauce like this. This is looking really nice to me. It's browned, the sausage is deeply browned, everything looks crunchy, everything smells good. With a sauce that's got so few ingredients, this browning really does make a difference. In goes the can of tomatoes, and then I'll fill it about halfway up with water and add that in as well. Give that a stir, and then I'll season it. The basics are, salt, pepper, if you've got it, oregano. Sugar is also a good idea, but I think those 3 will get the job done for you. Of course, you could do this with more and any spices you've got lying around. I often add Cajun seasoning to mine. I'll do that here just to anger my ancestors. When MK and I started dating, I told her that it was pretty much a requirement for me to make a red sauce each week. That's how I grew up, so it felt like a tradition. She was outraged by this because most of the red sauce she had growing up was jarred, I would say. No hate on the jarred stuff at all. This is just so much tastier and requires very little active time. As the sauce cooks, this is what I look for. It's burbling, but it's not like spurting hot bubbly liquid everywhere on my stove. It's going to reduce slightly, so I leave it uncovered, but this should be ready in about an hour. Just enough time to clean up and maybe get some garlic bread going. This has been an hour of cooking and simmering and reducing. Like I said, I usually like to use crushed tomatoes because they're a little bit more broken down by this point, but this looks really great. It's nice and thick. It's gonna coat the pasta beautifully. It smells delicious, it looks delicious. And this was just as easy as opening a can and just throwing it in a pot. It literally is throwing 3 ingredients together and seasoning them. I'm gonna turn this off, get some water going. Lots of salt, as always. This is now undercooked by probably about like a minute or 2. I'm gonna strain it, but I'm gonna make sure to leave a little bit of the water. Okay, you can see there is definitely some liquid still left in there. Grab some of the sauce. And then I like to get this back on the heat. Maybe I'll give it a little bit more water. This can just be regular water, it's fine. But I want enough sauce so that it cooks down into the almost finished pasta. So you need it to be more liquidy than what's in here. You could do, your toss if you're feeling stupid. Bring it back up to a simmer. Make sure that pasta is cooked and deliciously coated. Do a little taste. And then I'm gonna add some cheese. Technically not an ingredient that I'm allowed, but I always have cheese around. Just to, melt in. Nothing wrong with that. Great. Just one last time for your beautiful butt. This is, again, like 3 ingredients. Crazy. Big old plate. What more could you want? For a sauce that's basically 3 ingredients, it's wild how much flavor you really do get. There's sweet tomato goodness, enhanced by the onion, and then spiced up with the sausage. If you treat your ingredients well, they're gonna treat you well. You kidding me? It was crazy. Ultimately, I think one of the keys to this is making sure to toss your pasta in the sauce like I showed you. It just makes it really nice and cohesive and gives you a much better coated dish. It's really, really good that way. Thank you so much for watching. Cheers. You don't need anything else.